Okay, I'm going to try to record really quick. I don't even know what it's going to take. You guys only knew. You only knew. Um, hmm, since, I don't know, the 5th, I guess, I've been nonstop trying to. I have another video. Actually, my favorite one out of the 3 that I just downloaded, or the 2, but there's like another one that's like 22 minutes, right? It's my favorite one. I've been trying night and day. I was up till 3 in the morning last night doing it. Woke up today, trying all day long. That's what I've been doing. So I got nothing done. I have to embroidery some stockings, right? I have to make them first, but I have to make my curtains in here. Oh, don't mind that behind me. I made a wreath, and I was getting it out of the way, so I hung it up there so I didn't smash it. It's not going to stay there. But anyway, yeah, because that's how I make extra money, too, is I got to make stuff, but I can't get anything made because what I'm going through on that, it's crazy. I can't now when I try to download on YouTube, which I've done a million times from my phone, it only downloads like 4 minutes and 28 seconds of it. What is that? What is that every single time? So then I had to put it on the Dropbox. Then I had to put it to Google. So I got it on my Google, right? My Google will not upload to YouTube. Why? Why? What's going on? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find this. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Crazy, but I'm exhausted over it. Now, I just got to finish this really quick. I got to get off my chest. Okay, you know how, I mean, we're computer literate as much as I'm on the computer. I totally get it, and I can go in the back and, do some technical stuff. Not a lot, but some. Okay, well, then when you get to the part where you think you're smarter than you are, and you think, well, I can do that. You go past your limits, okay, of what you know. You get into your ignorant mode, because that's just what I did. I got into totally my ignorant mode. Well, now I have changed settings. I don't even know what I did. I have the whole thing off. I have things downloaded. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Now I've just totally screwed it up. It's about 4 years old. I had bought it for my store before I closed my store, so it's not that it's been used a lot, except by Taylor, and he put all that gaming stuff on it that I don't even understand, and so I use it as a backup, right? Oh, I've just totally screwed it up now. So, you got to bear with me. Anyway, I stayed up too last night as I was waiting for some stuff to run. That takes forever too, and it's so slow that I got on to the blog, and I was writing a post, and it was really good. It was really long, but I couldn't finish it because it got to be so late. So I'm finishing that. But I was reading a comment someone had made, not on the blog, but on one of the YouTube things, and that's okay because we get a lot of people leave comments, and bless your hearts. I still love you. We don't have to see eye to eye. And I told you my videos are not for everybody. They're not. But someone had we're talking about, okay, I had read a comment, about we have free will. All right. Now, we have free will to a point. Let me explain this. Okay. You have a child. Okay? We all have children. Okay? When we allow them to think many, many times that they are doing things on their own. Okay? But many times the parent has set things in motion, right, for their safety because they can't see the danger zones, okay? And so sometimes we as parents, we persuade them, through different means to take a certain way or to go a certain route in life. And then a lot of times we've gone ahead and we've already baby, what I want to call it, when you, baby gate your house, when you baby safe your house. That's what he's done. Our free will is God's, he has baby-proofed. It's baby-proofed. We can think, but he's already gone ahead, just like we would do for our own children. okay? And we don't want them to know, and it's not something we're doing. We want them to be the best they can be. We want them to be safe. And you have children that start walking ahead of their parent and want to be independent and want to be strong, want to do it on their own, but you know that they're not totally capable yet of doing it on their own and may never be totally capable of doing it on their own. But we set things in motion as parents. We do. You know, we do. Same thing as God. So when we look at our kids and they think, we sit back, we don't say anything, do we? We let them think that it's all done on their own. Okay? We're not going to say, well, actually, I had that all prepared for you. You know, well, actually, I called so-and-so, and I made sure so-and-so was there when you got to that point, you know, to kind of keep an eye on you, and whatever it is. Same thing that God does. Do you have free will? Yes, we have choices. I'm not saying we don't have choices, okay? But at the end of the day, the path that we take, you can take the long one, you can take the short one, and we've all done each, okay? But each of them have people in it that the Lord has placed to move us, to persuade us, to talk to us, to highlight the way He wants us to go, or the way that He's preordained us to go. What I'm saying, it's all set out. So, in a way, and just as like Jesus said, well, you don't really have free will. Well, it's layers, okay? You kind of do, but you really don't. But you think you do. He said it was man's way. It was man's way of playing God. It was man's way of you know. And when we don't know because we were not alive, we only learn what we know through the time period. So that's why the Lord says, go to the beginning. But the free will, when did that come in? I don't know. But I mean, as far as our understanding, you know, we think we have free will, we can just do whatever we want to, and blah, 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 blah. He says, well, that was kind of man's way of, you know, playing the role of God, or letting them think they were a type of God, you know, in charge. He said, so you kind of really don't have free will, because everything's preordained. It is. You don't have to believe me. You really don't. But you have to use common sense in these matters, and that's what we have thrown out the window for many, many years, is common sense. Common sense. You want to know God? Know your common sense, because that's what He is. So just what we would do for our children, or most of us, I mean, there's a lot of people who were just quite the opposite, but most good parents, it doesn't matter. If we see a child that is, you know, going, we're going to clear that path that they go on, or we're going to make sure that the danger is removed, or we're going to make sure that the areas, you know, are baby-proofed. Okay? I don't care which way you look at it or not. He's baby-proofed our life. Okay? So, yes, we can make choices. Okay? But in the long run, and you know, this is something I don't worry about. I don't dwell on it, because it's all going to be answered. Is it going to change who I am? Is it going to change the way I think? Is it going to change my point of view? No. So, you know, if you are a Christian, you know, you pretty well should know that the Lord has your path set out from start to finish. Okay? So, I don't know what's hard about that. Again, you always know it. You can fight whatever you want to. You can either blend in and agree with people because you don't want to cause an argument, or you can hear what you've known always. And that's the thing, is people stay quiet. They get embarrassed. They get embarrassed by saying, well, I've always known I've been one of the Lord's. Well, is that a cocky thing to say? Is that a prideful thing? No, it's not. Be proud to say that. You know, it's a gift. That to know, it's a blessing. You know, be proud that you are a child of the Lord. You know, and if we all think back at times of our life, and just, you got to be truthful, real. You know, There are times I wish he wouldn't have seen things that I've done, as we all did, and and if I sit and dwell on those things, it tear me up, totally tear me up, so I don't. Again, we have to continue. I'm sorry, excuse me. Every day, we have to reconcile everything in our heart, okay? Everything. We have to continually forgive and forget, okay? And we have to let it go, leave it behind us, and we have to move forward, okay? Because the Lord is not behind us. He's ahead of us, okay? He's not behind us. And he says, you cannot worry about what happened then. It's gone. Let it go. And yes, once we've reconciled and we've asked him for forgiveness, and those when you pour your heart out sessions, no, it's done. Don't keep going back to it. Don't keep bringing. We all do it. It's called guilt. Guilt. We just can't let it go. And he says, let it go. It's done. Done. But when we bring those things back to mind and back to full force, okay, they don't come in a good way then, right? That's, again, when the enemy will come in and use that to get our mind set in a whole different way. And that's how we can be just going really, really good, really, really good, really, really good. And it'll be a trigger, but we'll start, or we could be in prayer, asking for forgiveness or something, or later on, then we'll start thinking, and then we start thinking about our past sins and things that we've asked forgiveness for, right? And then our mind does, it starts going back there. And then we start feeling really bad, really bad. How can he forgive us for that? I can't forgive myself for that. How can, blah, 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 blah. And so then we bring it up again, and we bring it up again, and we bring it up again to him, and we bring it up again to him. And he's like, really? Flip that 45 over, please. I thought we had dealt with this. We've done it. Why? He said, it's that spirit of slavery that takes us back there. He is who he says he is. He does what he says he does. So if he says you are forgiven, you are forgiven. We have to learn. Guilty here to forward. Jesus is not behind us. He's ahead of us. Okay? He's ahead of us. And that's where he's standing, waiting, waiting for us. Can't look to the left, can't look to the right, because he's not there. He's right there. So he's the coach, Come on, let's go. Come on, He's the rooter. He's right there. We do it to ourselves because we let doubt in, and we just think we're not good. We just can't believe it's so easy, Not that this is easy. Not that our walk has been easy, okay? And I'm not saying that, and he's not saying that. But I mean, to be forgiven when you pour it all out, when you to reconcile, the reconciliation, it is just okay? And then once it's out, and once you did it, and you have to mean it, though. You've got to mean it. You can't be, oh, yeah, well, I'm sorry, Lord. I didn't mean, I said I was sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to do that. I hope you forgive me. Would you forgive me? Thank you. And go on and do it again. And then really even saying it, not doing it. You know how we do when we get with him. We're just, and not everybody is a crier. Not everybody's a crier. Not everybody's like me, that when I watch The Voice, that every person that tries out, I cry at every single story on there. It's the craziest thing, too. I do. I cry over it. So they almost wouldn't let me watch those shows anymore. I just get so happy for them. So happy for them. So, you guys, we got to stop this. Okay? We really have to stop this. And I won't argue with anybody. If you don't get me or believe what I'm saying, it's okay. I hope you do. Because, wow, what a gift. And I've asked you, that's why he's come to let us know all of these things that were wrong, that were tweaked, that were discredited by the enemy. He let it go long enough. But he knew when it really needed to be pointed out and the truth told. And that's why he's come to do that. So obviously it's very important of the things that he's teaching us that we know. You know, it really, really is, because he doesn't want anyone not to make it. He doesn't want anyone, you know, not to go. You know, again, I said something about, you know, the DNA, and if those were the ones. I don't know that. But I'm saying, I'm just, with what we're learning, you know, let's hope that we all, okay, we all, what are the odds? I'll just say this. If he has one pure bloodline left, and they're the Jews, okay, what are the odds that we don't have defiled blood? Hello? I mean, come on, really? Of course we do. Of course we do. Okay? Of course we do. So, but I know that I'm part of the bride. You know you're part of the bride. You know who you belong to. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying that again, there's layers. Nothing is black and white regarding the Bible and the teaching. It's layered, okay? It is layered, right? I mean, so you can't, and this, again, many Christians, brothers and sisters in Christ who we dearly love, but they have one way of seeing things, you know? And if I say something, someone always hears it a tad different than I meant it. Of course it does. So that's why I'm always going back, going, well, some of it is just evil. There's just evil. They are not gods, you know. They were not, you know what I mean. Okay, the Lord told us at the beginning when he was talking about the fallen, okay? And he told us how the fallen, remember I told you the top 7 big bad ones that fell with Satan were put in the chambers under the earth. There were 7 of them. And when the flood came, what happened? The earth went into 7 different continents. Totally makes sense on that one, right? And that's why there's different cultures around the world, and different gods, right? Because of the fallen. Those people didn't know when it started getting populated. They were pagans. They didn't know that wasn't, you know, if that spirit or, you know, the fallen, they had powers and they had all the secrets of heaven, right? Regardless if they were in a cage, you know, below the ground or not, they could still, So those poor people didn't know that this wasn't, the God that they should have been listened to. But see, Satan, he showed us that Satan could spew things out of his seed, okay, like form things. Remember, he didn't want anything to do with the women. He didn't have anything to do with the women, but he was, he was trying to make a man. So that really makes a lot of sense because of those freaky things they find all over. You're like, well, how did that even happen? Well, when the Lord told us that, it just answered so many questions. It was like, oh, totally got that one. But what's to say, the Lord doesn't dwell on things like that because he wants us to know things, but he wants us to look to where we're going, and things that really don't concern us or that are not going to, he won't sit and dwell on, right? I mean, he gives us enough of the teaching that we need to know. So, did he sit and go on about this forever? No, but he just enough was shown of what we're dealing with, right? Yes. So, if he could spew these things, and he was trying to get him, some things had to form pretty close to, okay, let's say through the years, the hybrid or the mating with others. Who's to say that finally a normal-looking person did not finally, come into play? So, and that is pure raw evil. You understand? And the that's what I'm saying. Okay, I don't know that. I don't know if the ones I was talking about in the other video that go to the pits, if they are truly of that evil, I don't know, but I know that the Lord doesn't want anybody, and he's going to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying, you know? So I just mean, would that'd be really great to know, though, that those ones that were perishing weren't of God's in the beginning anyway. So I don't know. I don't know that. But I do know that he said, many that were born of a Jewish woman were not Jews, or those Jews born of a Jew, they weren't Jewish. You know what I mean? But they weren't his. So, and it all goes back to that. It all goes back to the fallen, to their offspring. And the thing is, he said that the fallen love their offspring. They did. They learned to love them, okay? But they were so evil. And back then, I mean, you have to understand, those giants, it wasn't just fee-fi-fo-fum. They ate everything. I mean, cannibalism. They ate babies and the kids, and just, they were hungry, you know, and they were just, and it was so far worse. So far. So when people say, well, a good, loving God would, flood the earth and kill everybody, they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, it wasn't that. Far worse than that. I don't even know how I got on that one. But anyway, the free will thing. So, free will, I don't know. But that's how it is. So people can, and think about that. When you think you have free will, or the idea of free will, what is that? That pushes people, that guides them, that pulls them, because they think they're totally in charge. They think they totally have free will to do what they want to do. And that gives them a kind of a power, right? Yeah, it does. It gives them a strength, to go, because they think that nothing can harm them, that it's all them. Free will makes a person believe that everything that they accomplish, everything that they do, everything is from them, not God. And so when you think that, that's when you get in trouble. That's when God comes a spanking. When God comes a spanking you. When you think you have any power at all, and the Lord wants you to know otherwise, that's when he comes and gets the switch off the tree. Big old switch. He spanks us hard. But he spanks us out of love, because, boy, we don't do it again, do we? We learn really quick. I was spanked. I would say, Lord, please don't spank me again. So, anyway, I need to talk about that. But I'm going to get this downloaded really quick. So, because, and if you guys don't, I'm telling you, I'll do this now, and I might not get this download. This might not get downloaded for 2 days. But so I have to start it now. I'm returning emails again. All my emails were going into a special folder. Okay, it wasn't going in they weren't popping up when you open your email. It wasn't popping up. Okay, it was going into these special folders. So I opened up I didn't even know it. So I opened up the special folders, and there's all my emails from you guys, all from the blog, all from here. Oh boy, so many of them. I couldn't figure out. I mean, I always have lots and lots and lots of emails, and I'd have a few that would trickle in there, but normally I have a lot from. Can you hear me now? Right? I have a lot, and I have remarks that come in from the YouTube. I didn't see them. I couldn't see them. They weren't there. I found them. So I'm gonna work on them. But I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody in what I share. I really don't. They're tools that we need. They're tools, and I will never discredit somebody else's what they know, because the Lord teaches people in different ways. I don't know, and remember I said you can't judge anybody, because I don't know how they're being taught or what they're being taught. So I don't know. I do know that he is teaching. He's downloading in everybody around the world, because he's confirming. Okay, he's confirming. So many dreams and visions are going out to people. So many. So understand when you dream, and don't let it frighten you. I mean, don't let that dream sometimes dreams that seem simple have a lot of symbolism in them as far as what the Lord's showing you. And that's one thing we learn too. You know, even if you're somewhere and you're in a store and there's a price of something, let's say $600, but today you can buy it for $300 and it cuts in half. I mean, all those are things that the Lord's trying to, they're all, if you've been praying for prophetic dreams, okay, and you're having little odd dreams, and you might have some with tornadoes. We all know what tornadoes represent, or if any of you are having any cosmic where you're seeing different moons, or you're seeing the moon close up and it goes back, or you're seeing anything like that's just a non, you know, King Kong chasing you kind of dream. Think about, you know, try to write them down, because sometimes you don't see what those dreams are. Again, he's just downloading dreams. I don't have them. I mean, I told you I had the same dreams when I was little, and he showed me that I was and during tribulation, I was leading somebody out. Had that dream till, my whole life, over and over and over. And I don't have it anymore, but I can remember it because I had it so many times. So think about those. And this is another thing. Oh my gosh, this is another thing. Do you know the Lord, he's counted everything in your life. He remembers everything and has counted everything. And our life too is in year cycles. Okay? Is in year cycles. Okay? Just like the Shemitah years, 7, you know, in the Shemitah, ours are in cycles too. I don't know when they start, but if you can go back and start looking in your life, and it is 7 years. So you look in 7-year intervals in your life and see what happened. See what you remember. You know, see when there are times that you went to the Lord on your knees, or screaming at him, maybe mad at him, you know. What are you doing? Why don't I hear from you? You know, you need to blah, blah, blah. All those. And he gets that, okay? He understands that. But think about those when you did that, and things afterwards, and going on. But it's in 7-year cycles. 7-year cycles. 7-year itch. You know how we always laughed about it? That had to come from somewhere. I never even thought about it. It is. 7 years are okay. I just never realized that. I just never realized, even like certain dreams or certain events that happens in our life, they happen on specific days, but he remembers them all, and they were on that day for a reason, okay? Because that day is something to him. It's a day, nothing to us, but to him. And if you go back and look, too, I used to keep a journal years when I was young, but I haven't kept one in years, so I couldn't go back. But you'll see 40 days where he did something, and maybe let you go into the wilderness for 40 days, you know, regarding a problem, or, you know what I'm saying. But if you look, you'll see the 40-day pattern in our lives between these things. If you keep a journal, go and look. Go and look when something really happened, and count the days in between. Or go to the calendar and look. You'll see a pattern to your own life. I'm telling you, it's just the neatest thing ever, but who'd have thought? Who'd have thought? So I remember everything. I remember everything, right? But I remember nothing. So I don't know how to, anything to do with him and this, I got it. I know. I can pull up stuff. I can go out the door on the way to a doctor's appointment. Get this. Once I get in the car, I'm off. I'm gone. I've totally forgotten about the doctor's appointment, and it doesn't even come back to dawn on me. That's my sometimers, okay? That's my sometimers, I guess. It's getting really bad though now, but I can remember everything when it comes to the Lord. Now, when I walk out of the room, I'm constantly going. I have to walk in the house like a zillion times because I forget stuff, or I'm like, did anybody see what I just put that? And I mean, it's totally out of my mind. So, but I've not got anything done today. Nothing. So I'm gonna do some more, but I don't have a dryer yet. So, and of course, Taylor. We have had horrible rains, right? Well, you know, where I live, and these houses are older, and they've been redone, but they're older, but every basement leaks. Every one leaks. So Taylor goes and I told him, don't put your clothes on the floor. Why would you do that? Down in the basement, everything he owned was drenched. And I said, no, what are you going to do? I don't have a car to get to the laundromat. Figure that one out. I go, I don't have a dryer to dry them. So I'm washing all these clothes, but I can't get them dried, right? So now I have to rewash all those clothes. And my computer, I can't get out. I can't get things out. So what I've learned is, though, boy, let me tell you this. I've been talking about faith and prayer and all that. I don't think I'm going to talk for that for a while, because he makes me experience everything I talk about. Every single thing that I share and that I talk to you guys about it, he makes me experience it. He makes me feel it. He makes me know it. He makes me not only talk the talk, he makes me walk the walk. Truly, truly does. So, many, many times in our life, we think we're just going to die. We think things are just dire. Did we die? No. We made it fine. We were just fine through that day, right? Things worked out. And so, like I say, remember this. It's not forever. It's just for now. It's just for now. So I know he will totally take care of me. Absolutely. Because, see, that's what I'm talking to you guys with. So he always makes me experience whatever I talk to you guys about. Always. Always, always, always. I go, I'm not going to talk about that stuff anymore, because he gives me something to. So, and I didn't think about the car. I mean, before I had the car, but I was at my daughter's, right? And it was going to get fixed. Well, they totaled it. But my daughter, I'm not with her anymore. So even though she's only 5 blocks away, she can't put the baby in the car. I'm not walking in the wintertime, and it's only been snow and rain down there. Plus, she's gone all the time. So I'm like, now I have to find a ride to everything. How pathetic. I feel like, is it going to kill me? No. But it's just those things. So see, he always puts stuff in front of me that I have to have faith. I truly, truly do. That I have to give him the glory, and that I just have to know. Okay? So I know that he will work it. I know that. And you have to believe that he will work whatever in your life. Remember, everything is for his glory. It's not for us. It's for him. But he loves us. We're his children. Okay? And he will give us what we need. He will make a way. He will make a way. So, he will. So I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Please, I'm telling you, don't lose faith. Don't even go there, because it does more harm than good. Don't you? Let me tell you. I'll be honest. I want to get down sometimes on that floor, and just absolutely throw a child's tantrum. I really, really do. But I don't. Because the Lord, first of all, when you're in situations. You find out who your true friends are, your true family and friends are. You truly, truly do. But the Lord had showed me a long time ago, don't expect anything from someone that's not of him, or that is not his. And not just his, but I mean, that doesn't have his spirit upon them. They don't have that spirit of that softening, of that kind heart. They don't have that mercy. They don't have